Hello there, planner friends. Nice to see you all again. I thought I would do a quick flip through as tomorrow is the last day of October, and I thought I'd talk a little bit about what I did in my planner in October. I actually didn't use this cover. This is my teal Moterm. I actually used the burnt orange Moterm for the month of October, but I've already started setting up for November, which is why I'm in the teal, because I thought it went better with the colors. And I'd already done the transfer over, so I'm not gonna take everything back out, put it in the burnt orange just to do a video. I'm sure you guys don't really care. So anyway, everything in the front here is basically the same, nothing different. Here is my October monthly, which if you saw my Instagram, you've seen a picture of this because I posted a picture of this not that long ago. I think yesterday, maybe day before. Again, all Coco Daisy decorations, DIY fish inserts. That's my favorite. And so let's look really quickly at October. I did an experiment in October, and that's why I wanted to do a flip through, because my October pages are not my usual DIY fish. So I thought I'd show you what I did. So let me just start right in. So here's my plan for food, which you can see we didn't do very much of this because I'm still getting used to only cooking for 2 people. And most of this stuff is big meals. And so we ended up just kind of, I don't know, what do you want to eat? Okay, let's cook that kind of thing in our house last month, which was kind of nice. It's very different. Definitely different than the last 20 years anyway. So here was my my list of things I wanted to get done in October, and you can see some of these things I did really well getting them going. So let's see, I can also check off that we did our Thanksgiving plans, and I've started Christmas shopping. I'm so proud of myself. So yeah. Then this is a Coco Daisy insert here that I used, and you can see it was part of the week on 2 pages, which I used for maybe a week or 2. And I decided I wasn't really crazy about this. This was an experiment because I like having my to-do list and my weeks together. And if you've seen my DIY fish inserts, you know it's Hobonichi week style. So it has the week on this side and then a blank page on this side. So this, with the week split up, I had a lot more room, but I didn't really need the extra room, and I missed having my to-do list. So that only lasted for a couple of weeks, but I had already written this on this page, so I just kept it. This is what I wanted to show you guys. So what is new with Coco Daisy is that Christine has changed the insides of the Dory booklet. So this type of a thing, she's got them in, I think, I don't know, like 8 or 9 different sizes. This is the personal size. And she's changed the inserts to where they very closely mimic what I do for my planning. So when I saw that, I ordered some for October to try. So this is the first page of that booklet. I just cut the booklet in half down the middle and punched it to go into my planner. So you can see here's the week at a glance. She calls these the color stripe pages, I think is what Christine calls them. And then the to-do list. So this is just flipped from what I'm used to. But it's basically got everything that I am accustomed to in terms of my Monday through Sunday, and then a place to make notes and to-do lists. So this is what I used for October, and the sticker, the date stickers were part of the planner kit that I subscribed to. This is a post-it note pad that Christine had in the October kit. And where is it? Yeah, so here's what it looks like. And I punched, she had this piece of acetate that I punched to go in here also. And I just kept that on there. So then on my daily page, I would have kind of a running to-do list if I wasn't looking back here. I'm finding that I'm looking at my weekly pages less and less. And so I'm not even sure I'm going to use weekly pages in 2023. I may just use daily pages. I haven't decided yet. I'm still thinking about it. So here is my weeks. And this particular week, I crossed things off with the highlighter as I finish them. and this is the upcoming week. So then I would be moving into the November pages. So then after that, in the booklet, the next thing are these blank grid pages that you can see here. And I use them like a daily bullet journal. So I used my date stamp and just stamped the day at the top, and then just use it as basically a running daily bullet journal with notes, tasks, appointments, that kind of stuff here. And I like this. I like the fact that it was pretty, that I didn't have to decorate. Everything looked nice. I actually really enjoyed this, these pages, the daily pages for the month of October. The grid is bigger than I'm used to from the DIY fish, but that didn't bother me because I tend to write better when I write on bigger grids, so that wasn't really a big deal. But yeah, so then this was leading up to the conference, that work conference that I had. So these were notes. I had this originally, this page stuck in the back of my planner earlier in September when I was making travel plans, and then once the trip started, I stuck this in the page where the travel started, so I had the details here. And then this is something that you've seen on my Instagram also. I decided to just like you would do in a bound book if you were bullet journaling, or some people do this in their Hobonichi cousins. I just printed some extra grid pages here and used my Canon Ivy printer, and I'm kind of making it like a little mini scrapbook. So I printed things out, stuck the pictures down, journaled a little bit. I need to finish my journaling here because I haven't. So you can see I've got a couple pages that I still need to journal on. But I really like this because now when I archive this at the end of the year, I have our trip documented, and later on I can go back and look at this. If you are interested in how I archive my ring pages at the end of the year, I'll link the video up at the top here so you can see how I archive my videos. So I'll go back and, archive my planner pages, not my videos. I'll go back and finish this journaling before I put this set of pages in the archive. I'll probably do that tonight, but I have a little bit to write about each day that we were in Utah and in Nevada, and then finishing up the rest of the month here. This was yesterday, this is today, October flip video. Yes, I can check that off. So yeah, so that's the end of the book, and was the end of the dory, and I just, like I said, I cut that and put it in here. So what I'll do is take all of this out, and I will put it into my archive as soon as I finish journaling those few pages. I'll stick those in there. Now, today is Sunday, so I'm going to pull out this part, these couple of pages, and stick them in my November so that I have Sunday and Monday, I have the week together. And I'll put these away with the rest of the things at the end of, probably end of November when I archive November. And the way I've been kind of delineating between the current month and the next month is I've been putting this in between them. And so right behind here is my November setup. And Coco Daisy, all the Coco Daisy stuff again. Here's that Coco Daisy page. I'm just going to stick these right here. And I don't really need two of these. I can take that out right now. And what I'm planning to do in November, you will see, is, I just flipped through, this is from the dory. So I did cut the dory apart. And then this is a free printable that you can get. Well, it's free for subscribers. It's $4 for non-subscribers. If you want to try out the Coco Daisy artwork, you could get the printable. She has pages in all the different sizes. She offers her planners and then some extra artwork and things like that in the printable. But I did my monthly master task list here and printed some extra pages just to have for notes. And then look what came back for the month of November. I pulled out my DIY fish, or printed out my DIY fish, just because I missed it. As much as pretty as this Coco Daisy stuff was, I don't know, it's just my brain is so accustomed to this. And so I've been telling myself, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's, you know, if it's working, why are you changing? And I'm trying really hard to not be influenced by the internet, influenced by social media, and stick with what works. So this works for my brain. This is what I'm going to use, but I'm going to continue to pretty it up with my Coco Daisy kits. So I have the dory, like you just saw this pretty cover page. I have the dory. I did cut it up. I punched it. I dated all the pages and everything. So if I decide mid-month that I want to go back and use it, I have it to use, but I'm not sure. I'm going to try this. I may start into next week and start using this and be like, oh, this is so boring. I want to go back to my pretty pages and have this. And if so, like I said, it's all printed and ready to go. All I have to do is pop it in here and keep using it. To be honest, the one thing that bugged me about the Coco Daisy pages is the weeklies. The dailies I loved, but the weeklies, two things. One, having the week on this side versus this side just really messed with my head. The other thing is that I didn't like not having the grid. So I'm really a big fan of having the grid. I feel like it helps me to get more organized in terms of where I place things in here. I like putting my meals in this column that I draw in, and I didn't really have anywhere to do that with this. So it's little stuff. Again, the artwork is beautiful, but I felt like on my weekly view, the colors and all, I don't know, it just was visually distracting to me. So I think if I did anything in November, I might use the daily pages like this, and for the pretty, and then maybe just use the weekly, in which case then what I'd probably do, because the way the Coco Daisy pages are done, excuse me, the DIY fish pages are done, I could just take these out and then I could just glue this page to this page, and I just have week, and that might work. And then I could just stick my Coco Daisy pretty daily pages at the back here. But this is an example of, that's the back of that notebook, the dory. So I don't know, I'm still debating. The other thing, I felt like my planner bulked up a lot more because her paper, she has fantastic paper quality, but I just felt like my planner bulked up more with this paper because of that. Now, when I use the personal size Coco Daisy inserts, they're 2 pages per day, and they definitely bulked up because you had to have a separate set of weeks, which were 2 pages per week, and then you had 2 pages per day for the month, and so you'd end up with, you know, a chunk in your planner. And as pretty as they were, the chunk bothered me, which is why I really liked the concept of this dory. And so I was thinking that would be my solution, but then those striped pages, just my brain doesn't like it. So I don't know yet what I'm going to do. Still thinking about it. And until I make a decision, I'm going to stick with what I know works, and that's my DIY fish pages. The other thing I wanted to mention was I didn't take this with me to Las Vegas. This was just too bulky, too big, and I knew working a conference that I wasn't going to use it anyway or touch it very much. So I took my pocket planner, which was a blessing and a curse. This is the burnt orange Moterm. I actually took my black Moterm with me just because that one's been the one that every time I've traveled, I've taken. I feel like it is bulletproof. So I took it because I felt like I could throw it in any bag and not worry about anything happening to it. But I also had the pocket dory from Coco Daisy, and so I took it with me, and had it in case I needed whatever to write anything down. This is exactly the same setup as is in my personal rings. Nothing's really different other than the size. The good thing was it was really nice to have this with me. I actually did pull it out several times. There were things that I needed in the back in my reference section that I would have been really upset about if I had not been able to grab it and reference it. You know, sometimes when you're out of your normal element, your brain just doesn't work and you don't remember things. And that's part of why I carry a planner. So I write that stuff down and I don't have to remember it. And it was really nice to pull my planner out and go, oh yeah, that's what that is. And so I was very thankful that I had my little pocket planner, and it didn't take up any space in my backpack to speak of, and was very light. And, you know, and being the black one, you know, it looked very professional for whenever I pulled it out. And the fact that it was pretty on the inside was only for me to know. Nobody else saw or cared. The bad thing, though, is that it kind of sent me into a tailspin when I got home, because I had been using this for the week that I was there. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute, and it has everything, and it's portable, and maybe I'll use this for the month of November. So I went ahead and printed out my November DIY fish. Now I use Pocket Plus, so I take the A6 DIY fish and print it at 86%, and that's how I get this Pocket Plus size. And then I took some of the other Coco Daisy elements, and just like this was a personal size dashboard, and I just cut it down. So I'm all set and ready to go, but I'm putting this back on the shelf and not going to use it because I'm trying really hard to not derail my current planning setup, which is this, that I have everything in. But you know, I've said it before, I'll say it again, she's a chunk. There's a lot of stuff there. And this one is chunky too, but it's a lot smaller, so it's a lot lighter weight. So yeah, who knows what you'll see by the end of November. But for right now, this is what I'm using, and the pocket's going back on the shelf with gratitude for coming to my rescue during my trip. And this will be what I'll be using for November. So let me know what you're doing for November. Are you changing things up? Are you keeping it the same? I've seen a lot of videos where people are just kind of in a quandary and a turmoil between the Hobonichi launch, all the other really pretty new bound book planner launches that have come out, pre-orders and things like that, and then just the whole end of the year, what am I going to do for next year? I'm trying really hard to stick to the commitment that I made to myself, which is rings work for you, stay in rings. Now, whether it's this rings or this rings is up for debate, but right now it's this rings. So let me know in the comments, what are you using? And as always, thank you for stopping by, and hope you all have a great day. Bye, everybody.